Thank you.
Yeah. Others can just listen to them since they are not available. Okay, I think it is started. Yeah, sure. uh, Let me share my screen. Yeah, so so on that day I could not, completely take that API session.
No
Okay,
problem.
regarding the API endpoints. Yeah, so that's why that's why I just thought that if we can just have a short session on the API. Yeah, so basically that day Sudhakar had many other doubts and he wanted to take some few more things as a part of training course. So uh, so still I try to explain him that what are the things that he can do and how can he do that. So there we spent a lot of time, and that's why we couldn't complete the Matillion ETL APIs. Okay, so we'll get started now. So it's pretty simple. It will be a short session, but yeah, if you have any doubt, you can ask between. Specifically, this Matillion API, so we have given to interact with your Matillion. Okay, interact with your project, interact with your versions, interact with your job, right? If you want to take the export of a job, or if admin wants to take an import of a job, right, or take a backup of job as an export. If you want to run the API from an external tools or external Unix machines, right, where our tool is installed. Um, uh, if you want to, update few things or import your password or anything. Okay, so there are a lot of API endpoint which the Matlin has provided. Okay, right, and they are divided in different groups. Okay, so what we'll do first, we'll try to take examples and then we'll come back here that how can we trace the APIs and how can we understand the APIs. There are, I think, more than 200 API that Matillion has provided, but yeah, not all are used, but yes. So let's check on the so I will share this API session. So I'm not sure if this text file is shared. So what we'll do, let's say as a first example, I need to take an export of a job. Okay, so let's say I have a job called DIM airport setup, right? And I just need to take an export of a job for some, let's say, backup purpose or something, right?
Okay. Mhm.
So what we will do, so definitely my API endpoint means it will hit to my some URL. Okay,
Right.
and till this REST v1 is the static URL for any API endpoint. Okay, so prior to that, uh, if you see in our project, so how is our hierarchy? So on the top we have project group, right, which is MTLCD. Within that we have one project, correct? I mean one or many project, but yeah, let's say we have MTLSF as a project. Then within that we have version, and within version we have job, right? So if you
Right.
see, job is at the fourth level: project group, project, version, and the job, right? So this is the hierarchy. Now in the API we need to give same. Let's say if we need to export our job, okay, let's say what we need to do, we need to export our job. So I will go reverse. So I need to export my DIM airport job, okay, which is present in default version. With that default version is in the project MTLSF, and then project MTLSF is in the group MTLCD. Okay, so our this is a static UI. Then to access the group name, okay, or the group project, what we need to do, group, then name, and then name of the group. Similarly, to access the project name, and name of the project. So right, so version name default, and then within that version I have my job, then job name, the job name, and finally I need to give export, right? Because why version? Because I need to tell, right, that from which version I need to export the job, correct? And that version is present in which project name, and and that project is present in which project group. Okay, So these are the API endpoint which is there for the export. Okay, and these are simple the curl command, right? Command line URL, curl command. So this is syntax curl hyphen x. Get is for getting the data. User k is I think without any key certificate, and then this is my URL. Okay, and this content type is application JSON, right? That means it is a basically JSON REST based API. Okay, so now if I run it, right, maybe I will take the export in some file name. Let's say dim airport.json. Right. So it will ask me for the password. Yeah. So if I open dim airport, if you see, it will be a JSON file. Okay. So this is completely a kind of a JSON file. The same way when we take an export from here, if I right click and take an export, so that is the same file which get exported on the Unix machine as well. Okay. So if I right click here and if I see, yeah, so this is the again a JSON file. Okay, so which is basically all the job information is stored here. That is understood by Matillion.
Yep.
And similarly, whenever we store this in the Git, the same kind of information gets stored in the Git as well. Okay, so we have, let's say, 3 level of backup, you can say, right? One, we can take manual export. One, we can, I mean, if we have a Git project, then that is obviously that is stored in the Git. But even if the admin feels no, I need to take the export of my jobs or project and I need to keep it, let's say, on some Unix box. Okay, just as a second backup. So he can some schedule some shell script, and he can schedule on some daily basis. Okay, so this is what this is how basically we can take the export of any job. Okay, we'll see a couple of more example and then we'll go back to our Matillion um, uh, documentation where I can show you what all types of API are present, right?
So one more time, what's the curl command for? Is it
Curl is command line URL. Yeah, so see, I mean,
so
whenever
so
you need to
so,
hit any URL.
so from the
Okay,
command line you can hit that URL to get the JSON?
yes, yes.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, this is curl command, right? Mhm. This command line URL. That syntax is also given on the documentation site. I will provide you that. Mm, Now let's say I need to run this job now. Okay. Now the same thing. This job is present in MTLCD group. That within that MTLCD we have MTLSF as a project. Within that MTLSF project I have version, and this is the job. Correct. I need to run. Now while running, if you remember, right, we have an option that in which environment I need to run, right? So either I can run in env mtl sf dev, which is this, which is default, which is selected, and I have another one, right? If I
Right.
choose another one, yeah, so I have these two options.
Yeah.
Correct. So that means I'm telling this job or telling this Matillion that in which environment I need to run, right, from here. And the same thing happen when we run from the curl command or through the API endpoint. Okay, so if you observe this second one, it is the same. This is my static API is right, REST v1,
Yeah. Mhm.
and then we have group, then project, then version name, then job name, then run, and then we need to give question mark, and then here we are specifying which is my environment name, in which
Mhm.
environment name I need to run,
Right.
right? So I will give that like env mtl sfdev, env mtl sfdev. Okay. Now see, earlier was get command. That means we are getting something from the Matillion. Now this is a post command. Post is, so we have get, post, put, all right. So post is that we're instructing Matillion to do something, right? On behalf of something. So post will use the post command here
Mhm.
instead of get. Right? So I will try to run this job now. If I hit enter, it will ask me for the password. And yeah, if I come here, you see the API run. So this job is what that API task is. This task is called from external to this UI, Metal
Oh,
UI,
okay.
right?
Interesting. So it's okay. So it's running that dim airport setup button now.
Yes.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah. If I see, yeah. So we can run from any Unix-based tool or any Unix machine or anything from where you have the connectivity to this Matillion. That's it.
Okay.
For you, what is needed is just a curl command installation. Let's say if you don't have that, like we install the software, any particular machine doesn't have the curl command. If you can simply install that command line, the way we install for MySQL, right? The same if you install for command line, that's it. You just need the network to be open between these two machines.
So what was the last thing you said? You need what to be open? The gateway?
Yes, gateway. There's a network over network connected, right? I mean, see, if you want to uh, run the same job, okay. Let's say let's say you own one Unix machine, right? And you want to load or basically you want to run this job, which is
Right.
in my machine. What we'll need, we just need the our connectivity to be open, right, between our two machines, or the firewall to be open.
Right.
Correct.
Right.
Once you have the connectivity, once you are able to ping to that machine, right, then it is just a matter of running our API endpoint.
Yep.
So this is my one command, right? So this is some, I mean, though Matillion, does provide the scheduler, and usually clients prefer to do that. But in case if client wants that, no, I will schedule it outside of Matillion. Okay, maybe in a different tool or anything. Yes, you can execute this. Okay, right. Usually the control name and all, right? So they are also get installed on Unix machine or something, right? They're on the server. So
Right.
there also we can put our curl commands, because curl commands at the end will run on the Unix machine, Linux machine. Yeah.
Yep. Got it.
Similarly, um, yeah. So this has run. So similarly, let's say I need to update, or admin needs to update any of the environmental variable. Okay. Let's say, yeah. So let's say in env orders db, and let's say admin needs to update to something different else instead of demo db. Okay. So either he can come here, or he can also run that command through API. Okay, usually during the production deployment, if someone says that no, accidentally we had to put some wrong value in the environmental variables, right? So can we change that as a part of one change request or something, right? So he can come here and change this manually, or he can also run the Matillion API. Right? Now again, that is the same thing. The environments are variable within, they are present in a project group within the project, and then we have the environments, right? And specifically, if you see for the environmental variable, there are two environments, right? So the way while running the job, I have provided the environment that in which environment I need to run, right? Because based on that, my job will pick up those environmental variables, right? Correct. If I run using this, then my job will pick up these environmental variables. Correct. So if I rightly here run in another environment, if I pick second one, right, parallel SF, then it will pick these environmental variables values. Okay.
Yep.
See compute WH2. Now, if I need to update any variable, let's say env orders db, and in this environment, okay. So what I can do is, if you see, I have taken another example that this is a group name mtlcd project group, then project group name, environment name. This is important, right? Because in which environment I need to update. The way here we give the version, here we need to give environment, then variable, its name is env orders db, and let's say I'm setting its value to orders prod, set value orders prod. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Mhm. Now let's see if that works. Env mtl dev, env mtl sfdev, sorry, my environment name is sfdev.
So are you running this from the EC3 machine or?
Yes, the same ec2 machine, because that has the direct connected, right?
Yep.
Yeah, true. If you see message successfully set value orders DB for variable env orders DB. Now let's go back to Matillion and let's say if the value is present. Yes, orders prod. Right. Instead of demo DB, now we have set to orders prod in this environment. That's why it did not change the demo DB value in this environment.
Yep.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. And another is like the way we see we saw for export, there is also an import option as well. So again, we import at the version level, right? So we'll give group name, project name, version, and within that job, and then import. Now which job to import? Now we need to give that JSON file which we have created using this export. Okay. So then okay, let's say let me delete this job. Okay, so I have deleted this job now. Correct.
Right.
Now what I will do, I will try to run this import command. Okay. So import, I mean our jobs are always present at the version level, so we need to give version and then
Right.
job and then import. Okay, these are our endpoint. These are not kind of a syntax we can remember, but yeah, I will tell you how to search for those endpoints. So I already have this dim airport.json file. Yeah, if you come back here, yeah, you will see this, right? Dim airport setup, and this has appeared without any refresh. Okay, why? Because this is a continuous or is a live connection to
Right.
Matillion server.
Yep. Yep.
Right. So now we have seen the example. Now let's go back to the documentation site where Matillion have provided us the details. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So now what are the API that we have seen? These are the group category basically. Okay. They have different categories. Now this was the base URI if you see REST V1 and then endpoint. So endpoint, what we took after that, after V1 we have took the group name. So these are the group API.
Right.
Now we have the API profile as well. If we take an export from an API profile or do something with that, audits, I mean, not much useful, but yeah, if we need to for exporting audit logs from Matillion, credentials means to export or to do perform something with the credentials with this, right? Manage credentials and all. Sorry, managed credentials and all, right? So these kind of credentials, if we need to perform some operations. Now group, this one we do, right? So API concerning entire groups within Matillion instance. Right? This includes the accessing the data, importing and exporting entire Matillion ETL project. Right? For detail, we can go through this group V1 API. Okay. Now drivers, API concerning database drivers to be set up. The way we set up the drivers from here, right? Manage database driver.
Right.
So there are APIs related to that. Notices tab, OAuth, permission, queue, task. There are different user configuration if we need to configure the user, right?
Right.
Now this is their pictorial view. You can see. Now we have this REST V1. Then after that, either we can have API profile, audit. This, let's say our group, the one which used OAuth, permission, whatever we fill. And based on this group or all, our options will change. The later options will change. That, and you will understand that. Yeah, let's say this is for group, right? So in that upper table, what we have seen after REST API till group. Okay. Now after group, this is the base API for the group project name. So group, then name of the group. Sorry, name. That means I will put the name of the group in my next text. There's group name and then project.
Yep.
Okay. Then what
project and then name.
yes, to get the just and take what all projects are present, then it will give like this. So if I run my get command just to see what all projects are present, I will just go till project. I will not give the project name. Okay, just project. Yeah, you see, Ram, Dev, Sudha, Fahad.
Yeah.
All these
So in the
projects.
end, okay. So in the end, you have to leave that thing, right? Minus h content tab application JSON.
Yes, yes, yeah. This is a header that we pass to our curl command. That means it is a kind of a JSON based API, and that we pass here. Yeah. The way when we execute any JDBC connection to database, right? So we can pass different parameters, right? Database connection, timeout value, set alive, and all. So the way we can pass it. But yeah, these options are available. I will show you with the curl command here. Now here, this is the, you can say, group API endpoints. Okay. So if you see here, after REST v1 we had a group, and after group in the get command at the immediate level. Okay, this is at the top level. Okay, the blue one. Then again under that we have this orange one. So we have get and the name. So get name. If we just put till name, then it will give me the name of the my group, or what all groups which are present here. Okay, the way I did for project, if I simply do for a group, yeah, I know it's just one group, mtlcd.
Right. Okay.
Right. Yeah. So name, right? If I need to get ID, just ID, give ID. If I need to take an export of entire group, then just type export instead of, sorry, export group and then slash export. That's it.
Okay.
Okay. If you need to take a export of a project, then what you can do? Yeah, get and after project
name,
yeah,
and
no.
project.
So if you need export of all the projects, just slash give export.
Right.
After project, give export. If you need specific, then give project, then name, then slash name of the project, and then export.
So no, so if we, so just like in this case, right? If you give the line number, right? Group slash name slash MTL code, right? Which is MTL code, and then slash project. If we give it until that point, it will give you the name of the project, right?
Name
or
of
what are all the projects that are there?
Yes.
So in order to export, what's the difference?
Slash, we just need to do slash export here.
Oh, okay.
Slash export. But if we use slash export here, what will happen? All the project will get exported. If I need only particular project, what I will give?
Name and then export.
Then no, then my name of the project and then export.
And then export. Okay.
Like this. Okay. And at the end, what you can do, you can give this and store it some JSON file, right? Using an Angular bracket. So this is what it is given here. Now for post as well, same. If you execute the post at the group level, then it will delete. It has the option to delete the entire group. Okay. And to import the entire project group as well, all the groups as well. Okay.
Yeah.
However, if you come down to project, then right. So they see after group, if you give slash name, then you give slash group name, and then you give project, then we have these many APIs, right? So if you give slash name, then it will give name of the project. After that slash name, if you specify the project name, and then if you need to do some let's say import export, you can do that. Okay, right? So after group slash name of the group slash project, and then you can do similar thing. If you go at here, if you now import it, then a particular project will import. However, if you give the import only after group, okay, then it will import all the groups, or it will export all the groups. Okay. And if you export at the project level, that means project slash name slash name of the project slash import, then it will export a particular project. But if you just give project slash export, it will export all the projects, right?
Yep. Got it. Yeah.
So similarly, now within the project, what is the hierarchy we have? Versions as well, right? So if I go to versions again, right, then I can get the name of the version, ID of the version. Not sure what is the orchestration transformation, but yeah. Then within that version, what we have? We have the jobs, and now this is at the last level. Then if we need to export a particular job, what we give, if you see, group slash name, name of the group, project name, name of the project, version name, name of the version, job name, name of the job, and then export.
Export. Yeah.
Yes. Now this is our last level. Get. So for get only, I mean, if you come at the job level, we just have one option in the get, that is export. In the post, we have two options: run and delete. Correct. Right. If you need to delete a job, you can delete it.
Right.
If you just delete it, simply it will delete that job level. I mean, all the job within
All the
that
jobs.
particular. Yeah. This is for actually as git part actually. Yeah. And again, if you go back to environment, right? Environment level.
Mm-hmm.
Within that environment, we can do these things. Set the value of a variable. Right? So within environment, we have that variable, correct? Slash variable. If you see here, yeah, no, yeah, here within the environment we have variable, correct?
Yeah. Yeah.
So variable and then value. If you need to get it, if you need to post it, the way we use post here, then what you will give?
Rotate the value.
Variable name, and then set value.
Set
So you will set the second option, set value, variable value.
Yep.
Okay. So this is how we need to understand this, and we can, do. I mean, not as of use mostly. Why? Because see, this is a new tool, right? And even not all the standardizations and all everything is set, right? The way we have for calendar and other tool, correct? So it's up to the admin, right? Specifically, why I explain group, because it's easy to understand. Plus, usually we take the export, we take the import, we set the value, we can run our job, okay, from an external API that we can here see. Okay.
Yep.
Now, any question?
No, I think this is very helpful actually. I mean, this is
Yeah.
pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, yeah, okay. So yeah, this is also in one of the thing, okay, while importing the jobs. Let's say API, okay, let's say I need to import something, okay, and if that is already present, then it will give conflict.
Good
Okay,
place.
now there are three options to resolve the conflict. Okay, let's say what I have, DB import setup, right? I had one import statement. Yeah, this is the import one. If I do it, yeah, now you see it has given the conflict. Version already contains a job with the name DB report setup. Okay, so it did not imported that. Now to resolve that, we have these three options: error, skip, override.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now we need to give, after import, we need to give like this: import on conflict, error, on conflict, skip, on conflict, override. Right? If I give override, my job will get imported.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Now, if you, I will ping you. Maybe let me ping you this, or if you just search. I mean, if you just go to documentation, documentation.not matillion.com.
Yep.
And if you just search, sorry, if you just here search for Matillion API, yeah, Matillion V1 API, so you will come here. Okay, Matillion API. Now in the overview, now here they have given the details map of all of the endpoints. Okay, so let's say for this API extract profile, so we have a method called get. Then after that, for get we have this path, API extract profile. which is after what? Which is after this, after API. When we give this API profile, API extract profile, and after API extract profile, I can give export, import, the name, whatever I need to. Similarly, for audit, if we just give audit, then it retrieves the audit log available in the instance. Give export, then to export the audit logs to some file. Okay. Similarly, it has given after API profile for credentials. For driver, let's say driver, then it will give the driver the list of the drivers within the instance. So it has only one API. Okay.
Hmm.
Yeah. So if I run /driver, then it will give me the list of jar files which are we imported. If you go to environment, right? So environment is again what? It is always within my project. Project is within my project group. So group name, project name, and /environment. And if we use /name, get the name of the current environment which is selected, then get the ID. If we need to test it, we can test it. Just whether whether our environment is success or not. Okay. So this also we can try. If you see here, it is a get command must be. Then if I need to test my environment, what is API? I have group name, project name. After project name, I have the environment.
So these commands are case sensitive or no?
Yes. So environment, and after that environment, I have test. So if I just do test, no, it's a post. No, get only. Yeah. Environment and then test, right? Success. Just a second. Now see, this is this project environment name. Okay, we need to give this, yeah, environment, then name of the environment, and then test. This is the actual API. So what I will give it here is, yeah, basically, see, then after that name we need to give, then environment name, and then test. Okay, so if I give environment, the name of the environment, let's say I need to test this environment, MTL, env MTL parallel SF. So I will give that name, env MTL parallel SF / then
I think
test.
you misspelled that parallel.
Yeah, I think so. I misspelled here.
Oh, when
Okay.
he okay,
Yeah,
I noticed.
PARELL. PARELL. Yeah, and after that, what it is saying, after environment, then give name, then give environment name, and then /test. Yeah, so I'm done. So let me check what happened. I mean, if anything happens here. Okay, nothing. Yeah, but if you see, success unable to find with name MTL parallel SF. Oh, yeah.
There's underscore, not
Yes, yeah. Then underscore. Yeah, you see, testing environment was successful, right? Now this testing, what is that exactly? If I come back here, do edit, this is what the testing is. This validating whether your environment is okay or not, right? Okay. So this is how they have created everything. Now within the environment, if you need to go to take some other export, so you will go to the environment. Now you have export here. So for export, what it will go? So this is our basic environment. Then give the name, environment name, and then it will export your environment. Okay. Now what is that? So this is for update, but yeah, for update with, but how update the current environment, importing updated environment. Okay. So here I'm not sure what is this, but yeah, we can update the environment as well. But what inputs it needs, that we need to get. Okay. Similarly, yeah, if you see the path variable, so see within that environment we can have the path. Okay, within the path we can have variable, and if we need to get a value, this is our base.
Yep.
URL, the name, variable name, value, simply. Now, so this is important, this page, maps of utility. Whenever you need to go, for you it is just a matter of this, and just replace your things.
Yep.
Here.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Can
Now,
you paste that link there, please, in the chat?
Yeah. Yeah. Now let's say curl command. So curl command, if you want to, you can you know use I mean, you can go here and check what are the syntax. So if you see curl command CLI arguments, so hyphen h for header, right? So what it does, submits the request header to the resource. Headers are common with REST API because the authorization is usually included in the header. I mean, usually, I mean, authorization, or if they are, I mean, if they are accessing through some different way, not the username and password, then authorization all they usually include in the header. Now, as of now, we're just passing this, right? Application.json. Then I is include the response headers in the API call. X is specify whether HTTP you need to get HTTP or what. D is for data, right? We use that here. I think did we use D? Data binary means data binary. It is used for the post request. Yeah, if you see this data binary, post request and to import anything. That means we are telling the API that post with data, whatever we are providing. Right? At the rate file name loads the content from a file. So if you see, we are used this, right? Load the content at the rate, and then we are given which file to import while inputting the job. Then the user, and yeah, so the way we have write here user, then we are giving password. Using, if we write a script, you need to give a password here only. Username password like this, colon separated. Okay. But yeah, I'm since I'm not writing it, so username password you can give that. K is for insecure connection. Basically insecure, why I did K is because I'm running from the same machine, right? So that is secure for me. In case they will, if you're on some different machine, for the connection between them, they will provide you some that public file, right? RSA pub file, and to output, either you can do like this, right? Output and then file name, or you can use this hyphen O, or output and then file name. That's it. Right? So this is how they're different. This is the get command basic. Sorry, the curl command references, right? Okay. And similarly, with the help of Postman as well, you can do that. Okay, you know that Postman, right? It's a kind of GUI client. The way we hit from here, we can use Postman as well. But your API endpoint will remain same, okay, which is available in here. API endpoint will remain. This is how you call them. That's it. Okay. Yeah. So any more questions here?
No, not really.
Any other part?
No, I think this is a good explanation. I think no questions at this point. This is good explanation. I'm not sure what the use case is going to be for using these curl commands.
Yeah. So
you have any
usage
particular use cases from your experience?
Yeah. So the only what we use is we take another backup on our EC2 machine. and take an export of our whole group on a weekly basis. Okay, that is one use case. Another use case is, let's say, if someone, most of the major use case is running the your jobs from the external thing. Okay, from AWS or from different Unix machine or any other scheduling tool, right?
Mhm.
So this is one of the use case, run. Okay, and then updating the environment variables and all that admin will use mostly. Or let's say if you're trying to set up a what we say that CI/CD pipeline, right? So that in that case, these endpoints will help you to run your job, to do something, right?
This is CA3 as in Autosys.
No, no, CI/CD is there, continue Jenkins and all.
No, I'm not familiar with that.
Not sure. Okay, no, that is just an uh, that is just used for the automated deployment and continuous deployment and continuous inte integrations, right? But that is mostly used in the front end application where we develop something. Okay,
Okay.
not but
Yeah,
yeah.
I think one I can definitely see is if there's any particular or picky admins who do not want manual intervention, then let's say
Correct.
when I'm exporting a job and for the first time, when I'm trying to set up the variables in dev test and when moving to production, right, I want to set a particular
Mm,
variable. If they don't want to get into the business of manually creating a variable
correct.
and assigning a value,
Yes.
they can ask you to, basically use this command and provide it in this format in the migration document.
Right. Yeah. Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. That is also an useful scenario, right? Updating or creating variables. Yeah. Okay. I will share this. I think I have shared, but yeah, I will share it one more time. This thing with you.
Yes,
Okay.
please. Yes,
So,
please.
any more question?
Not at the moment, definitely not at the moment, but hopefully in the next couple of weeks as I practice this, I actually have Matillion on my project. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
Currently, I'm still working on Informatica, but
Okay.
they have a couple of folks that are working on Matillion, and
Okay.
to assign me
Right.
as
Right.
for learning and
Y- Yes. Yes. Yeah.
so I
Right.
should probably link reach out to you.
Yeah. Sure. Sure. Yeah. No issues. Okay.
Excellent.
I think the training and the course content was useful. Or any specific comment or feedback?
No, I think this has been very full course. I mean, I've taken many courses over the in the
Yeah.
last few years, different courses such as this one, right? But this is something that I find definitely something, and
Yeah.
it's much more practical than at least the tool is also very practical than Informatica, which is more used to, right? Like you
Yes.
can
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
create
Yeah. I
build
know.
things on the fly, see the data right there. It's not like you're working to create a source target mapping session
Jobs.
workflow, you know,
Right. Right. Yeah.
connections and all of that. So helpful.
Right. Right.
And yeah, I think for me at least, it has definitely given a good overview of how to use this tool, whether the
Correct. Yeah.
use cases, when to use. I think one question, a general question. I hear
Mhm.
the word ingestion very loosely. What does ingestion mean?
What is ingestion?
Yeah.
Yeah, ingestion is, see, there are different words, right? Earlier
Yes.
when we do that data loading, now
Right.
the word came as ingestion.
Okay.
Again, it was an transformation or
Right.
load, ETL.
Right.
Similarly, if you see for data warehousing, now the word are like cloud data warehousing or data lake
Right.
or data ocean, right?
Right.
So there are different words, but these are similar things. Okay, and ingestion is nothing
Ingestion
but
means nothing but to load data.
load data. Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
Is
yeah.
it
Instead
specific
of
to
now ETL
load
jobs.
specifically or
Yeah.
any?
Sorry.
Is it specific to loading in cloud databases
Yes,
only?
yes, yes. Specifically, yeah, yeah. Usually they use it for the cloud only.
Got it. Got it.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Okay. Sure. Yeah. So thanks for your feedback. You can do provide your feedback to the like Azure or the Course Real Technologies. Okay.
Absolutely.
About this training
Do you
course.
also teach Snowflake course itself, Nitin, or is that anyone else?
No, so Snowflake, yeah, I know that, but I don't have something called prepared as a course content. That's why I don't teach it now.
Okay.
But yeah, let's see in future. But yeah,
Yeah, there was
yeah,
another course that I had started with the course drill itself. There's another
yeah.
gen who was teaching Snowflake. After
Yeah.
a couple of classes, I got busy, so I couldn't continue there. So I'm trying to get back into
Okay.
those class from the start.
Yeah. Snowflake is also good. You can attend that. But as of now, I mean, I have the experience on Snowflake, but
Right.
I need to design that course content right accurately. That is the most important thing, to do the practical and all. Because I had also taken one of the course earlier. I mean, it was way back. So
Right.
there, that course was just theoretical, and so nothing was practical. Most of the things, okay. So that's why I feel that practical is important within the course itself, right?
Yeah.
Because due to our busy schedule, we are not able to practice it daily. And
That's
even on the
exactly
weekend, we have other priorities, family priorities, and all, right? That is.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think at least, yeah, for me, since this is evening time, right?
yeah,
Obviously, at the end of the class, it's already 11 p.m. for me, and then next morning
correct.
starts, and work is pretty busy as well. So by the time I finish
Right.
work, so there's not really much time to practice, but
Yes.
it's okay. It's still very helpful. Hopefully, I'll be able to start practicing in the weekend. All right. Thank you very much, Nitin.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bye. Bye. Yeah. Bye. Bye.